Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. This is Delaney, and for today's video we're going to be doing the second video for my journey to becoming a makeup artist. Now I'm going to be going over what I learned in module 1 and kind of give you a little rundown on how I thought about the first module and how I'm doing so far. If you have not seen my previous video, I am currently in the process of becoming a professional certified makeup artist, and I am taking the Online Makeup Academy Elite Career Path courses. So that's the advanced course and the master makeup course. So at the end of this journey, will have a certificate and be a certified makeup artist. So that means I will be a professional makeup artist who can work in my state and do makeup professionally, which is amazing because I do makeup every day on myself, but not necessarily on others. So if you're interested in learning about my first module and how I'm doing so far, then keep on watching. So module number 1 is all about the introduction to the makeup artist industry, as well as foundations. We learned about pretty much everything under the sun, just some basics to get you started and some background knowledge before you move on to actual techniques and everything like that. So just a few highlights. I am not going to be going over everything in detail, of course, because you need to take the course if you're going to learn that information, but I definitely will include some little helpful hints throughout the video. I just want to give you a few things that I learned and what I took away from the modules. So they briefly go over the basics of how you should dress, how you should keep your kit clean, sanitary, organized, everything like that. Basically to make a good first impression as a makeup artist when you show up to a client's wherever studio or wherever you're meeting your client. Basically how you should act, how you should dress, just everything you need to know about being professional in the makeup artist world, as well as your kit and going over how to keep that organized and what you should have in your kit, along with sanitary makeup practices. Now this one is the most important thing, so I'm going to talk a little bit about it because I think this will work for everyone regardless of if you are being a professional makeup artist or not. So doing makeup in a sanitary and safe way, especially with COVID right now, if you're going to be doing anybody's makeup and you're going to be right up close to them, it's important to know how to do it in a safe way. Now, of course, you should be wearing a mask. If you're going to be right up in someone's face, it's always a good idea to do that, especially now with COVID, because you're going to be touching their face, you're going to be breathing right in their general direction. It's just a good idea in general to wear a mask. Also, to have alcohol and brush cleaner and anything to sanitize available and ready to go, like hand sanitizer. So you can spray down the table, make sure everything in your kit is sanitized, make sure your table is sanitized, and in between you can also use brush cleaner and alcohol to sanitize your brushes, sanitize your makeup with the 90% alcohol, things like that that I had no idea went into being a makeup artist. I mean, I knew that you had to keep your kit clean and all that, but they go over in detail how to do it in a safe way, and also how to sanitize certain products, which I found super helpful, because if you are like me, I struggle with acne, and it's good to know, like, hey, this is what causes that bacteria and that contamination to your products. So I actually am taking that, and I'm going to be using some of those practices just for my makeup application in general. So, all right, so I'm going to be treating this like a what I learned in makeup school is. And the first thing obviously being sanitation. So let me go ahead and show you the number one thing that is so important in sanitation for clients and you. Right, so this is the most important thing in a makeup artist's arsenal, according to the module, and I do agree. This is the metal palette and the spatula. So this has so many different uses. Even if you're not a makeup artist, I would actually recommend getting one of these anyway, because you're gonna put everything onto the palette and not keep dipping your fingers or brush back into the container that it came in. If you struggle with acne, this is going to be an amazing tip, regardless of if you want to become a professional makeup artist. So whenever you have a product, you use your spatula, or I don't know, if it's a squeeze tube, you just squeeze it directly onto here, but make sure you're using your spatula to dig things out of a container, and then you can clean it in between products. And this can also be sanitized as well with alcohol, and you can wash it as normal, as you normally would. So using this, it will cut down on the bacteria that is in your products, and that actually is what causes acne, or one of the causes of acne. So anything helps. I've actually seen a big difference with my skin since I've been doing that and being mindful of sanitation during my own makeup process, but especially during clients, you do not want to be putting the applicators on each client and contaminating the makeup. So it's a huge thing to know is how to use the spatula and the palette. They go over all of those details, so if you are interested in this, obviously, I will have the link to Online Makeup Academy if you are interested at any point in time in going and checking them out, and I also have a discount code below, so you can definitely use that to save some money on if you would like to sign up. But what I learned in makeup school is, number one, sanitation practices, metal palette and spatula are your best friend. Next up, we learned all about the different face shapes and eye shapes so that you can properly assess a client and know exactly what you're gonna do right before you start. So there are different ways of applying makeup to accentuate or to diminish certain features. So let's say you would like to highlight your cheekbones. There are certain ways to do that. And in the YouTube world and the makeup world in general, we use those practices every day without even really talking about it directly, like contouring and highlighting and stuff like that. But this course goes so in depth on face shapes like heart, triangle, square, I mean, you name it. There are so many different types of face shapes and what to do and what to highlight and what to contour in order to get it to the shape that you desire. Not to say that this is exactly how you have to work as an artist, but it is a great base if you do not know about face shape and what to do. If you don't really have a direction that you would automatically like to take it for just anyone's face, you have these basic principles so that you can go from there and build. If you'd like to accentuate something, you highlight it. If you'd like to kind of push it back, you contour it. That's the general rule. That is like, you know, supply and demand. That's what everyone remembers from economy. Well, it's the same way with this. You have your main rule of contouring. If you're gonna contour, the deeper contour shades are going to push your skin back optically, and anything that's lighter is going to be pulled forward. So it's going to be accentuated and shown even more. So if you have, let's say you don't want people to see a bump on your nose, you're not going to put highlighter on that because it's going to accentuate it and bring it forward. You want to contour it or hide it a little bit. So things like that, like the basic principle of you see every YouTuber or person on Instagram putting contour on their jawline right here. So when you put that contour shade here, it makes it go back and kind of diminishes it a little bit and doesn't keep the focus on this. And then you highlight the areas that you want to pull forward, like the cheekbones. If you want to fake like you have cheekbones, you're going to highlight the top of it. Basically like I have today in blue. But yeah, so that is the main rule of contouring. And lastly, they do go over how to properly shade match and use color correctors. So those are very important when you're working with clients of all different colors, every different skin tone, every skin type. You need to know how to shade match everyone who is a client. Everyone who walks through the door, you need to know how to shade match to perfectly. And that is a huge thing as a professional makeup artist. You have no idea who's gonna sit in your chair that day. You need to be on the spot, be able to match their foundation shade perfectly and undetectable, because usually makeup artists are for film, bridal, anything like that. You do not want a line of foundation. So they go in depth on how to shade match, and they go over the undertones and everything. So if you need to actually correct the foundation shades, you can do that as well. Now, of course, I am not going to go over all of that on how to correct and how to shade match perfectly. That's not what I'm here for, but that is one of the main things that I learned in module 1, and I am actually so happy that I have that module, because before I've only worked on one skin tone really, and that's me, or maybe like a shade darker, and that's it. So I have not had much experience with shade matching, and I found those lessons so helpful, because I don't really get the chance to work on a lot of different skin tones yet. I will be trying to find some models in the future, but as of right now, I don't have much experience with that. And this module did a wonderful job of teaching me how to properly mix. If you do have some prior experience with painting or artistry in general, I mean, it doesn't have to be with makeup, you do know probably some color theory, and you can kind of mix based off of that. But as it pertains to actual skin tones and undertones and the makeup artist world, this did a great job of explaining exactly why we add certain colors and why we don't add certain colors, how we know what the undertone of the skin is, and that's how you find the foundation shade for that undertone as well, and how to correct if it's not the right one. Those are important things that you need to know as a professional makeup artist, and I'm so happy that they went over it so in depth. And you can always watch these modules back, and if you have a question later on, you can go rewatch it and find out easily, and you have lifetime access to it. So those are the 3 things that I learned in Module 1. Now, let's break down my final thoughts about Module 1. Overall, I thought it was super, super helpful. All I knew coming in is how to do my own makeup and how to do makeup for my skin tone and my face shape and everything like that. So learning all about the different eye shapes and all about the different face shapes and the skin tones, undertones, everything all together. I mean, that's super helpful. I can't wait to actually put that into practice when I have more models. I'm gonna be working on my friends, trying to see if I can get them to be my models, and hopefully I'll get more and more practice and get better and better at this. But you learn all about the business side of makeup artistry and the professionalism side, things that you don't even think about that go into being a makeup artist. I mean, these things like building your kit, what goes in your kit, how to keep your kit clean, how to interact with clients properly, what to wear when you're a makeup artist and you show up to a client. I mean, things like that that you would have had no idea of otherwise. I'm really happy that they have it in this nice, clear, concise way, and it's actually engaging, and I really, really, really enjoyed that. I learned so much in Module 1, and I also have moved forward into a couple other modules, so just as a sneak peek, I'm having a lot of fun. But I actually did my first assignment tonight, so you will see that in a future episode. But yeah, I did my first assignment. It's the natural makeup look. You'll see that soon. So far, so good. I feel really good about where I'm at in the course so far. I am definitely enjoying it. I'm learning a lot, and yeah, that's pretty much it for Module 1. So I hope you enjoyed watching this video. I hope this gave you a little more insight into the first module and how I felt about it. And if you want to learn more about Online Makeup Academy, then definitely click the link in the description. Their website is so helpful. They have so much information on their courses. They have so much information on their website, so definitely check that out. But if you do have any specific questions, feel free to leave a comment and I will either answer it myself or I'll reach out to Online Makeup Academy and I will let you know the answer when I have it. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you're having an amazing day or night wherever you are, and Module 2 will be coming up soon. So if you're interested, keep an eye out for that. Please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell if you'd like to see more content from me. And I will be also keeping up with my other content as well. So thank you so much again for clicking, and I will see you in the next video. Bye guys. Clearly this is not a look that they taught me, okay? I just was playing around. This is creative. This is not natural in any way. But yeah, this is like, I can do some with makeup, right? Clearly. Is it professional? I don't know.